Hello to my hardstyle people. This video is very specifically just for you, and it's gonna be a tough one to get through. For those of you that just want the very straightforward answer, I have made the decision to step away from hardstyle content. There will be no more hardstyle content uploaded to this channel moving forward. So for those of you that's all you need to hear, you're out of here, unsubscribe. I completely understand. And thank you for the support while I was on this journey. But for those of you that want to hear the why, I do have reasons and I also have data to back it up. So I'd appreciate if you stick around, see this through to the end and hear what I have to say. So the main reason is I think by this point, it's pretty clear to see overall hardstyle just isn't for me. Now, yes, I could continue listening to the music and maybe there would be a certain artist or a certain song that would appeal to me more. Maybe I would eventually discover some things, or maybe it would just continue to grow on me to the point where I might find some enjoyment in it. But overall, that's not really been happening. I could still appreciate what it is, appreciate what it's going for. I understand why there's so many fans of it, but I think it's pretty clear that it's overall just not for me. And I do have data to support it. I took the time to do the research, to gather the data. I went through every video I've made about hardstyle. I went through every live stream I've done where I was asking for people's requests. And I even went through all of the Patreon exclusive content that I've made. And these are the stats. The first two statistics might be slightly off. I might have missed a song or counted a song twice or whatever it may be, but it should still give you a pretty good idea of what we're looking at. So I have listened to a total of 293 hardstyle songs. Now, when I say that, that does include hardstyle, raw style, Frenchcore, up-tempo, just anything that falls under the general umbrella that I've listened to during this journey. 293 songs, and we'll just round up to 300. I've listened to about 300 songs in this general umbrella. Next, we'll look at songs with something I actually found unique or interesting. So these are songs where maybe a kick was like really creative and I was like, ooh, yeah, that one's standing out. That one's cool. Maybe the melody was really catchy to me. Maybe it was playing around with different genres and that was something unique. Maybe it was just the overall production of it, the style of it, the humor of it. Just there was something more memorable amongst the other songs that I've heard. And that is about 35. I've listened to about 35 songs where I remember making a comment about it and pointing out something that was like genuinely different from the rest that I've heard. Now let's talk about the songs I found myself genuinely enjoying. And my criteria for this is songs that I actually thought about after making the videos, songs that were in my head for one reason or another. Maybe the melody got stuck in my head, or maybe I just like distinctively remember the song as a whole. And that was 5. 5 songs fall into that category. And I'll even list them just because I feel like people are gonna ask. The first one is Kuhn and Knowles with Warrior Cry. I've said it on a couple occasions. It's been in enough videos. Just that intro is really unique. It's really captivating. Just that sort of tribal influence really brings me in. And I think the melody's catchy enough. Like it gets stuck in my head sometimes. So that one was pretty cool. Next is Galactics with Get Lucky, which was in the Power Hour. It's basically just a hardstyle remix of Get Lucky by Daft Punk and Pharrell Williams. And it's just because I like Get Lucky. It's a remix of a song I enjoy. It basically uses the melody from Get Lucky and turns it into hardstyle. So pretty easy to see the bridge there. Then we have Live Forever by Headhunters. I talked about it in the video where I reacted to it. It's just a super creative intro. The synth work and sound design in it is just, it really brings you in. It's very unique and cool. Then we have Losing Control by D-Block and Estefan, which I reacted to during a live stream. It was submitted to me. And I think it was pretty unique in some of the things that it did. I thought a lot of the sounds were more my speed. The kicks were more my speed. It even had some like kind of fake outs that I enjoyed. I think it was just a pretty well-crafted song overall. And then the final one, which is probably my favorite of the bunch that I've discovered. I don't really have any major issues with it. And that is Symphony of Life by Cepha, as well as D-Block and Estefan. It's got the catchiest melody that I've heard on this journey. I seem to definitely prefer Frenchcore compared to everything else, or maybe Cepha specifically. I haven't really listened to a bunch of Frenchcore, but Cepha specifically does a lot of things that I enjoy. The singing's good, just everything about it is pretty solid. And so I enjoyed it. But finally, arguably the most important one is songs that I've willingly put on outside of videos. So how many songs did I put into a playlist and just casually on my own did I go and be like, yeah, I want to listen to that right now? And that is 0. Not a single one. There's not been a single song on this journey that I have willingly gone back to off camera. And out of 300 songs, give or take, that's not good odds. That is not a good ratio. Now I understand I've probably consumed maybe 30 raw style songs, 40 Frenchcore songs, 10 up-tempo songs. Like, it's not like I'm fully I'm taking little pieces of different subgenres within the umbrella, but still all of these genres that I do enjoy didn't have to grow on me this much. I can usually appreciate a genre within 10 songs, like at least grasp whether it's going to be for me overall. Now, even genres I'm not a fan of or don't listen to frequently, I do still find songs that I enjoy or a certain artist that does it the way that I enjoy. And again, I'm sure with hardstyle, I would find that as well. And I kind of have to an extent. But overall, the genre is not for me and obviously is not something I want to base my whole channel around. So after listening to 300 songs and returning to none of them willingly outside of my videos, I think it's safe to say it's just not for me. It's not clicking for me, and it's not something I want to continually make content about. It is worth noting once again that I do appreciate the genre. I do appreciate the producers that make it. There's a lot to admire about the songs as well as the artists, and I'll talk about some of my favorite artists shortly, but overall, it's just not going to be for me. There are people that stood out. There are people that I might keep up with just to see if maybe they do something that I enjoy, because I do think there is a lot of talent here. There is a lot of unique and creative artists in the space. I could still appreciate everything that is being done in the space. It's just not my space. But Cepha has definitely been a highlight. I enjoy everything Cepha is doing. I love the orchestral influences that are in his music. I think he has some of the best melodies that I've heard. D Block and Estefan, I haven't had a huge dive into. Of course, on the Patreon, you've seen the reaction to their set at Climax in 2024. And one of the most enjoyable sets that I've heard on this journey as well. I think their sound design and kicks and everything are in a register that I enjoy. They're more closely related to the types of sounds that I consume with the music I listen to. So I think they're doing great things. Headhunters, Future Noise, Delete, rest in peace. I think Delete was super creative and admirable, and I talked about it in that reaction, but definitely understand why Delete was so iconic in the space. A good chunk of who I've heard from Aggressive Records I've also enjoyed, including Ruler, Riot Shift, and the little bit of Sick Mode. I've only heard a little Sick Mode, but I think they're doing unique things and have a sort of goofy or playful energy, which I really admire and I think does stand out within the music. And then there's been one-off songs here and there, of course, that I admire for one reason or another. But still, nothing's latching on to me in a way that makes me want to continue listening to it or coming back to it. And the main reason I'm doing this is because it's getting to a point where I have more active hardstyle viewers and subscribers and participants in live streams than I do non-hardstyle related people. And it's now where anytime I'm asking for recommendations, I'm getting a majority hardstyle recommendations. I have people DMing me on my Instagram with hardstyle recommendations, DMing me on Twitter, DMing me on Discord. Like, everyone is reaching out through every avenue, commenting on my non-hardstyle videos, be like, you got to check out this hardstyle song and this hardstyle song and this artist in this set. And it's overwhelming. So it just becomes like a chore to now want to continue doing it. And if I'm going to continue building an audience and sort of the vision that I have for this channel, the things I want to do with this channel, if I continue to build the hardstyle audience, it's going to make it more and more difficult for me to carry out those plans and reach those goals. So rather than sort of dig myself a bigger hole and fall deeper and deeper into this niche, I'd rather cut ties while I can and then prioritize the things that I wanted to do with this channel. And then I started this channel for. So hopefully all that makes sense. Again, I want to appreciate everyone that has been here for this journey with me. I think it's still been a fun experience getting to learn more about hardstyle and defqon and the culture and the artists and the history and just everything in between. I still think it's super interesting. I think the genre is just, it's massive. I had no idea there was this much of a family around it. And I think it's super cool to learn about it. But, you know, it's all subjective, and unfortunately, it just didn't really click with me overall. And so I think anyone can agree that you wouldn't want to continuously make content or build a channel around something you don't thoroughly enjoy. And so for that reason, I'm going to step away. So if you were only here for the hardstyle content and wish to unsubscribe, I completely understand. That is totally valid. I appreciate you being here while I was on this journey. But if you do have interest in some of the other genres that I enjoy, or you want to see what else I plan to do with this channel, because I do plan to make things that aren't reactionary content, I just have some ideas cooking in the noggin here that I think could apply to just about anyone who enjoys music. So if you want to see what I've got brewing, consider staying around. But either way, I obviously completely understand and support your decision, and I appreciate you either way. So I apologize for doing this so abruptly. I know a lot of you just came from the Ruler interview or maybe a previous reaction. There's a lot of you that have joined this channel in the past couple months. I'm fully aware of the audience I have built from the hardstyle community. But unfortunately, I just no longer want to continue doing it. I'm going to just continue building up this audience that is here only for a very specific style of music. And if that music isn't fully clicking with me and also not clicking with the rest of my audience, it's hard for me to continue to find enjoyment in creating it. So I love all of the connections I made, the friendships I've made, being able to talk to Ruler, like that's super cool. I'm definitely not taking for granted all the opportunities I've had because of my journey through this genre, but I do have to sort of quit while I'm ahead. So apologies once again, and I appreciate you letting me into your genre while it lasted. So whether you stick around or you leave, I just want to say thank you one more time. I do appreciate all of you. I'm sorry I had to do this. The Hardstyle Newbie has to retire, but videos will continue, content will continue, and Chezzy Tunes will still be a thing. So maybe I'll see you around in the future. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's any last minute hardstyle songs I should check out in my free time. Maybe I'll still keep up with an artist or two, see what Cepha's putting out or Future Noise. Just, I'm just curious. But thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Maybe I'll catch you in the future. And keep on jamming out, my dudes. Peace.